and we're back on the SportsMax Zone. We're talking cricket. New Zealand defeated England by 5 wickets on Wednesday to advance to their first ever ICC T20 World Cup final. After electing to field in Abu Dhabi, New Zealand restricted England to 166 for 4 from their 20 overs. Moeen Ali top scored with 51 not out. Chasing 167 to win, the Kiwis reached their target with 1 over to spare, led by an unbeaten 72 from 30-year-old opener Daryl Mitchell. Here's Ricardo Chambers with more from the contest.
England were set to bat in Abu Dhabi, but after a solid start, they lost 2 quick wickets.
Brilliant. Kane Williamson showing yet again how good New Zealand are in the field.
Johnny Bairstow first to go. The massive wicket of the tournament's leading run scorer Jos Buttler coming 16 runs later. England 53 for 2 after 8. The format's number 2 ranked batsman Dawid Malan kept the scoreboard ticking. The 34-year-old hit 4 fours and 1 6 in his 41 from 29 deliveries.
Has just got pumped.
Southey replying immediately.
Little clip, yes, there we go. Southey's retort is a good one to get Dawid Malan.
England still had wickets in hand and Moeen Ali at the wicket. The left-hander smashing 3 fours and 2 sixes in his 51 of 37. New Zealand sliding at the end as England posted a challenging 166 for 4 from their 20 overs.
Down Phillips. So it means they get to 166 for 4.
New Zealand were in immediate trouble when they replied.
But this might be enough. This might be the dream start for England and Chris Woods.
Martin Guptill quickly followed by Kane Williamson. New Zealand 13 for 2 in the 3rd over. Liam Livingstone got the big wicket of the dangerous-looking Devon Conway, the left-hander contributing 46 from 38, with New Zealand 95 for 3 in the 13th over after an 82-run stand with opener Daryl Mitchell. The match was tight throughout, with maybe England having the edge, but Jimmy Neesham's cameo, 27 of 11 deliveries, gave New Zealand hope. Hope they carried all the way.
Now that is going to get a mention, I'll tell you.
Daryl Mitchell, he will get much more than a mention. Mitchell's undefeated 72 of 47 balls, taking New Zealand home with 1 over to spare.
Mitchell, what a star.
Well, they have been saying don't underestimate New Zealand, Lance and George, because we've seen what they've done in 2019. Yeah, they did make it to the finals. They wasn't able to win the World Cup, but they showed a lot of fight, and from then to now, they've definitely improved.
Look, I was rooting for the Kiwis, of course, in that final against England. You know that. We spoke about it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Look, this team over the years, it's hard for neutral fans to get excited about a New Zealand team in any sport. Perhaps the closest New Zealand team that people can get excited about are the All Blacks, the rugby team, for obvious reasons, because they do the haka before and fire you up, so you know you're going. And they've had the best player in the world, the individual, Sonny Bill Williams, Jonah Lomu, and everything else. But the New Zealand cricket team, they are a study in efficiency. Nothing flashy about them, nothing that says they walk into a room and everybody says, oh my God, the New Zealanders are here, like the West Indies when we're in our pomp. It's just calculated and efficient, no frills, no fuss, and before you know it, they're in a semi-final. Before they know it, they're playing good cricket and carrying the so-called best team to the wire, to the brink. This tournament has been like that for these New Zealanders again. Many people would have looked at the tournament at the start and said, oh, the usual suspects, India, England, maybe the West Indies, so forth, so forth. People would have said New Zealand based on their record, but not with any seriousness, not with any conviction. They are my favourites to win this whole competition now.
Yeah, you think they have the heart to do it?
Yes, heart. They don't leave it to heart, Mara. Yeah. They put it to science and performances. Yeah, there's nothing about passion and heart, because that can go wrong.
Yeah, they've shown it. And when George illustrated it the way he just did now, it reminded me of how Germany used to be in World Cup football, where they were not an attractive team, where you can bet your bottom dollar that they are going to get to the semi-finals and maybe even the final. If New Zealand go on to win this T20 title, we have to recognize the monumental achievement it would have been, because this would have happened within a short period of time, where they also won the first ever World Test Championship. Now, the difference between Test cricket and T20 cricket is like night and day.
Yes.
And if they pull off this T20 title, having won the Test Championship and being unlucky losers in the 50-over final, it tells you about the body of work and efficiency. That's a good word George is using, because that's what they're about.
Yeah.
They may not take the world by storm and have journalists, you're searching for adjectives to describe their brilliance, but they get the job done, which is what is important in sport.
And Lance and George, coming into this tournament, a lot of people, you would say they had a plan and whatnot. What really shocked me with this New Zealand team is they were still experimenting, and I'm saying that especially with the point with Devon Conway, where he came in as the keeper, then Martin Guptill, because he wasn't firing in particular matches, they dropped him, then they brought him back in. I mean, they have been toying with the team, and I feel as if as much as it's not outright changes and massive changes, they have people talking and discussing certain changes that they've been making.
Well, I describe it this way. Yes, what you say is absolutely right. I would describe it this way. So the big teams in world cricket, the big brands, including New Zealand, you have them in a picnic and you ask them to make jerk chicken or to make doubles or whatever. So the other teams will say, well, no, we can't make doubles because we don't have this sauce, we don't have that, we don't have that kind of oil. The New Zealanders have a little oil, some water, lime and pepper. And when everybody's complaining about it, they don't have ketchup, soy sauce, tamarind sauce, this, that. You see the New Zealanders and they've made something, they've eaten, they're nourished and they can work. That's what they are. They make the most out of what they have, and I don't know, they need to be rewarded by going all the way.
I think it's about time that we stop saying that they're surprising us, because they have way past that now. They are not surprising us anymore. When New Zealand comes to an ICC championship now, they come with you being forced to respect them. And as I said, George mentioned it as well, they may not be a glamour team, they may not be a brand team in the way that maybe India is or so, but you have to respect them, and there's nothing New Zealand can do in cricket anymore that can surprise us.
Well, they are commanding their respect, without a doubt.
Even last thing, even in the glory days in Test cricket, when the West Indies were conquering the world, the one place the West Indies didn't love going to, the one tour, they said...
Partly because of the umpiring, George, but
the umpiring wasn't fair everywhere else. The umpire was dastardly in most places. But New Zealand, because of that, and the fact that they maybe had one world-class player, they had Richard Hadley and Jeff Crow now and again, and Martin Crow now and again. But you would say, how formidable? Yeah, typical New Zealand.
We're going to break now. I felt it for Chris Jordan, though. That last over that he bowled went for 23 runs. Yes, I know he's on the opposite side, but he's still our Chris Jordan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, still to come on the SportsMax Zone, we talk NBA and we have Just the Facts. But up next, we discuss the arrest of a female footballer in France who allegedly hired men to attack an injured teammate with whom she's competing for a spot in the PSG starting 11. More after this.